Well, here we are, starting the S.C.A.R Tri-State Loop, which includes North Carolina, South Carolina, and parts of Georgia. We're starting out here on the Highlands Road, coming from Franklin, North Carolina, heading to Highlands, North Carolina. And there's a lot of these roads I'll be on will go to and from Highlands, so it's kind of like a middle point, but seeing as how I live in Franklin, that's where I get to start. And we're coming up if you look over there, you'll see my old school, Osage Elementary School. I really hope you enjoy this video, and with the parts on the bottom, that you'll be able to follow these roads and be able to enjoy this loop yourself. Hope to see you out there on the road. Okay, here we are heading up the Osage Gorge. This is a very, very beautiful but dangerous section, because it's, I don't know how many feet, but it's a straight drop off right there. And one of these days I may be able to take a drone up there, probably illegal, but hey, it would be some beautiful, beautiful scenery. Okay, now we're coming up on an old swimming hole. I swam in here whenever I was a youngin', and yeah, there's people who've died in there, but that's like everywhere else. There's a place under the Alright, here we are coming up to the parking lot of Dry Falls. You can park right here and walk down the trail, and you can actually walk behind the waterfall. It is very different. I don't know many places that you can actually take a walk and walk behind a great waterfall. This is not a little waterfall, this is a big one. It's something you might ought to enjoy. Try and enjoy. Where you can crawl back under a cave and breathe while the water's over top of you. Now we're coming up on Bridal Veil Falls. I don't even think it's listed on Google Maps, but it used to be you could drive under the falls, and due to the drought, you ain't much of a waterfall left there. But sometimes I've been up there and wow. now we're coming into the big city of Highlands, North Carolina. While I'm recording, I'm going to go all the way through Highlands, and on the other, we'll drive straight through and drive to the other side, and then we'll go down Horse Cove. Unfortunately, due to keeping the video short, I can't show you the ride. I didn't show you the ride all the way down into Horse Cove, but wow, it is so beautiful. It's tight and twisty, but it is so beautiful. I do have video a little later on about what it looks like on the lower side. Okay, now we are down here in the valley of Horse Cove community, and like most all the rest of these places I've been going, oh my goodness, it is so beautiful down here. I used to take care of some driveways when I used to do grading and landscaping, and I did every time I would go down there, it was just beautiful. And still is. Okay, now we're coming up on the turn I should have made, but whoops, I went riding right on by it. So guess who had to do a little bit of a U-turn right here in the middle of the road. Luckily, there's not much traffic here. But I've been enjoying these gravel roads, and I just didn't want to pass up the chance of riding another gravel road. You could keep going straight on through there and not be on a gravel road, get to basically the same road, but it was so beautiful riding these old gravel roads, and a lot of people steer clear of them, but the roads are in great shape. Wow, look at that rock face over there. I used to know the owners that owned the property up to the bottom of that, and they said, yeah, plenty of people would go back there and climb that rock. Okay, now we're coming down here to what the Google Maps calls just an old iron bridge. I don't even know if it's even got a name, but whenever I was a teenager and young adult, I would come down here and we would go down here and we'd crawl down a net hole and fish off the sides, and we'd even walk up and down the river. But that was back quite a few years ago. I don't even know if they'd even let you crawl down there and fish anymore, but we sure did way back when, back in the 80s. Okay, here we are. We're coming up on the turn, going to take a right here on the Highway 107. If you take a left, it'll take you back up to the Cashers, North Carolina. But we're going to take a right here, and this is still on the South Carolina Adventure Route, the tri-state loop that they call it. And like I say, I started off in Franklin where I live, and I spent a total of about 4.5 hours on this loop, and it was so worth a beautiful Sunday drive. Okay, here I'm turning on the Burles Ford Road, and I've never been on this area here before. It's quite a few miles. Looks like there's a lot of dispersed camping, and beautiful scenery, big old trees, and it looked like it was traveled a little bit, but it's so worth the ride. It turns to gravel on down here, and most of this road is gravel. Unfortunately, like I say, due to time, I had to restrict the amount of footage that I showed, but wow, there it's gravel again. There's a big campground out that way, but then on down through here, there's a lot of places where you can go just pull off the side of the road and pull up one of these little bitty roads and pitch your tent and go for it. I don't know if somebody comes by to check or not, so that's something one weekend I've got to find out. Alright, here we're coming to the end of Burles Ford Road, and like I say, yeah, it was quite a few miles through there, and I enjoyed every foot of that road. And there was quite a bit of traffic on it, comparatively speaking, but it was so worth the ride. Now we're on Highway 28. I'm heading up towards Highlands right now. If I would have turned the other way, I would have went to Walhalla, South Carolina. But we're going to head on up here to War Woman Road and then make a right or left turn on War Woman, and then we'll make another turn. Alrighty, here we just turned on to War Woman. That turn right there will sneak up on you pretty quick. But we're just going to go just down here just a little bit, and then we're going to be making a right turn onto Overflow Creek Road, and that is it. The name changes to Hale Ridge Road somewheres on up through there. Here we go. Here we're making our turn onto Overflow Creek Road. That's what Google Maps calls it. And we'll ride on up through here, and there's a beautiful bridge, and then just more just beautiful scenic gravel roads. Alrighty, here is a bridge. I don't know why, but I love going across bridges, looking down at the water. It just, these kind of rides here are so detoxifying to get you away from the hustle and bustle of your daily job and dealing with people. It's so nice being able to be out here like this. Okay, I started really feeling my oats, and I started picking up the pace and got into a couple of places where I had water breaks in the road. And I actually took the old KLR and got it airborne a few times. I didn't think that would ever happen, but the old girl, she can fly every once in a while. You got to have the speed and got to have the right kind of jump, but it can be done. But man, this was such a beautiful, fun, enjoyable, relaxing ride. Just what I needed. Alright, we're still on Hale Ridge Road and going through some farmland here. I think Osage has a lot of farming stuff on up here too. but I love riding through farmland. I rode the lower part of the S.C.A.R in my Jeep several months ago, and riding through a lot of those peach groves and different big old commercial farms. It was such a beautiful, beautiful, enjoyable ride. They got a lot of money tied up in all of them greenhouses there. But as we gotta get our food from somewhere. The grocery stores don't supply it. It's the farmers that supply all this food. Alrighty, now we're coming up onto the Dillard's Road. We can go, if we took a left turn, we'd go down there to Dillard, Georgia. But we're still in North Carolina right now, and of course a Dollar General. But when you get to the top of this hill, it's called Kings Mountain Road, or Kings Mountain Estate. And Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson actually had a house up there for a while. They sold it a bunch of years ago, but I worked for a fella who lived one house down from them. And okay, now here we are. We're still heading on 106, heading up towards Highlands, and we're going to be turning here on Turtle Pond Road. And I've used this road going to and from work so many times. I put a lot of miles on this road, but taking it on the motorcycle, well, it made it a whole different experience. But there's another section if you're coming from Highlands that you can turn here, but this short little spurt just makes it easier whenever you're coming up from Dillard. And then you're going out through here. Now, if you go straight, there's a place called the Coca-Cola House. It is one of those big super mansions. But you can't see it from the public road. You gotta have a special invitation, but you can see about where it is. The Turtle Pond is a beautiful ride. Seen big rattlesnakes down in there. Now we're coming to the end of Turtle Pond, and we're going to make a left turn, and we're going to go up here to Dindy Orchard Road. And now we are on Dindy Orchard, and it's pavement for a couple of probably about 2 miles, and then it turns to gravel, and I'll show you where it does. So it's nice riding up through here. And you get away from all that crazy traffic on the Highlands Road. Now we're here at the where it turns from pavement to gravel. But taking this route, you don't have to deal with all them busy thoroughfare big roads like the Highlands Road and Dillard Road. Now here we are at the end of Dindy Orchard Road, and we're going to make another left turn, and we're going to go on to Gold Mine. This is Gold Mine Church right there. I used to have kinfolk that would preach up there. But we're heading up here on to Gold Mine. Down in this valley, it is so beautiful, so peaceful. Now you get to see why I love living here. Ain't many people that travels this road, or you have to know just where it's at to find it. Now if you follow these directions I've been given, you'll be able to find it too, but most people don't want to travel these kind of roads, but you can actually get up and down the mountain quicker this way rather than getting on the racetrack going to and from. Okay, you can see off to our right here, this is all growed up now, but we had, when Hurricane Ivan come through, this right here was where the big mudslide was that killed 5 people. I don't know any of them, but there's 5 people died in that big mudslide back when Hurricane Ivan come through, and it tore up everything through there. But like everything, it grew back. And now you could have took a right turn and went back up onto the Highlands Road and headed on back down towards Franklin, which we come up that way. But this route right here will keep you off the Highlands Road, and you can enjoy it a lot more peace and quiet. Now we're coming to the end of the ride, and we're getting ready to come up to the old Colossagia School where I went to school as a youngster. And then right here you'll see, whenever we come around the curve, right there's the Highlands Road, almost right back where we started, about a quarter mile away from it. So I hope y'all have a wonderful day and enjoy the video, and hopefully I'll see you out there on the trails. Have a great day. God bless.